Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Uppsala University and this very, very exciting event where we're going to discuss and study the themes spirituality, sustainability, and the future of the earth moving mountains. My name is Anna Sara Lind. I'm a professor of public law here at Uppsala University, and I'm working at the Uppsala Religion and Society Research Center, where I am one of the scientific leaders. And we are very happy at this research center for this day that we have created together with the Church of Sweden, the Newman Institute, Stuns, and Semus. And my close colleague and the director of the center will also join us today, Dr. Martha Medemes Lemon, as this is something that is very close to our heart, and we look forward to more collaborations in this theme further on. So most welcome everyone to this day, and I'm very happy to give the floor to Reverend Dr. Anna-Karin Hammar.
Thank you so much, and I'm going to be the moderator of the day. And I think that all the words in the title, spirituality, sustainability, and the future of the earth, moving mountains, all are very common words, but one is not so common, and that is spirituality. So now I would like you to discuss with your neighbor what is your understanding of spirituality at the beginning of the day. And then we will move to see what is our understanding of spirituality at the end of the day. And I must confess that we have had a working definition in the group that prepared, and that is spirituality is fearless discernment of reality with a sense of hope. Fearless discernment of reality with a sense of hope. But now introduce yourself to your neighbor, and please see what kind of definition and understanding and feelings do you have with the word spirituality at the beginning of the day. Thank you very much for this beginning of the day on spirituality, sustainability, and the future of the earth, moving mountains. The context in which Church of Sweden, CEMUS, Center for Religion and Society, the Newman Institute, and Stuns have prepared this is, of course, the climate crisis and the ecological breakdown of our earth. Some people fear that it's not possible to change the situation and to avoid the situation more. There are dystopian voices like those from Royce Granton and others that think that it's very difficult to change things. And in this situation, we have decided to turn to the religious traditions and spiritualities in order to see whether there is some hope to gain from the religious traditions and the spiritual traditions of our world. And in Sweden, we have ordered the speakers in the order of in what age you came to Sweden. So we begin with the Sami representative, and we continue with the cardinal, and we continue with the Archbishop of Uppsala, and we continue with the Islam perspective from Suleiman Arale, and from Kista Folkhögskola, Folk High School. And we are very grateful to you for Suleiman. It has not been possible to prepare in English, so that will be in Swedish with a very brief summary in English. But now I would like to introduce to you the chair of the Sami Council of Church of Sweden, Ingrid Inga. We welcome you with an applause. Yeah.
Poritit puhkaiti. Mun ammale Ingrid Inga ja mulen saakatualli ruohta kirjokkuu saamiraatiin. Good morning everyone. My name is Ingrid Inga and I am the chair of the Sami Council in Church of Sweden. First of all, I want to thank Anna-Karin for inviting me to this seminar about spirituality, sustainability and future of the earth. I have been asked to introduce the seminar by giving some thoughts about Sami spirituality and sustainability. But before I do that, I want to tell you a little about my background. I am Sami people from Gällivare, a municipality in the northern part of Sweden. I am also a member of a Sami village called Baste. Sami village are for reindeer herders. I have lived all my life in a Sami environment, with reindeer herding, my Sami language and Sami culture a center in my life. I have also been a student at the Sami residential school in Gällivare. To understand Sami spirituality, you have to understand the Sami way of life and living conditions. For example, the Sami way of life means to live in a context of a big family with many family members from several generations, not in the individualistic way as in the Western society. It means also to live in a culture where all parts of the existence are linked together in one natural unit. Sami culture is built upon 3 dimensions. These 3 dimensions are interlinked and tightly dependent to each other. The first dimension is the material dimension. This includes land, Sami land and water, reindeer husbandry, hunting, fishing, and Sami handicraft. The second dimension is the social dimension. It's about strong family ties, traditions, rules how to raise children, name giving, and so on. And the third dimension is the mental and spiritual dimension. It's about Sami mythology, storytelling, identity, philosophy of life, internal social rules in the Sami society, how you shall behave. These rules are not so easy to understand for those who don't live in the Sami society. Sami spirituality is a natural part in everyday living for us. For example, former chairman of the SSR, Swedish Reindeer Husbandry Organization, Ingrid Inga, has said that the nature, spirituality, and the landscape are vital for reindeer husbandry. As Nila says, to live in a symbiotic way with the nature and the reindeer is to live a spiritual life. Many of indigenous people around the world live a spiritual life. This was made clear in the final declaration of European Church Conference in Karasjok 1998, where the representatives of indigenous people made the following statement. We have a deep understanding about our relationship to Mother Earth and about our land and our landscape's holiness. Our identity and culture, our language, our life philosophy, and our spirituality is tied to the total balance of the creation. This connection has made our existence possible in spite of the dominating social, economic, political, cultural, and religious forces, oppression, exploitation, and attempt to assimilation. Even today, Sami people live in harmony with the nature. The reindeer and reindeer husbandry, hunting and fishing are important parts of a good Sami life. To live in nature is to see the variation of the seasons, see the climate and the climate changes, see the snow and rainfall, see and feel the temperature and the shiftings in the vegetation. See the animals, for example, the carnivores, and lately even see the large exploitation of our nature resource in Sápmi. But we also see the public authorities' lack of understanding of our life condition and way of life. All this impact not only the practical life, but also our spirituality. In our nature-based way of life, it's not a single person's wishes and preferences who govern the life conditions. For example, in reindeer husbandry, it requires that the management of the land and the nature is jointly with strong collective elements in the Sami village. The collective social system is crucial for survival of the Sami society. In this environment, the Sami people also have developed knowledge from generation to generation how to manage land, water, and nature resources in a sustainable way. This traditional knowledge is today requested by researchers worldwide as one of the solutions, for example, for climate change. We have experienced that if we protect the nature, Mother Earth, we protect ourselves and our future life. And finally, I will say some practices about Sami spirituality so you understand what it means. I will say some words only, but the context is much bigger than this. Passibaikiat Sami language is holy places. Everyone know that we have a holy place in Stora Sjöfallets nationalpark, which is called Akka, the mountain. It's Mother Akka for us. Atoklimpen near Tärnaby i Västerbotten is also a Sami holy place. Seonidit, to bless. We bless persons, places, animals. And that is one of our everyday practice of life. We have to seonidit the experience that we have in the nature. Puridepmi, to make good things. To make good things to others, for the animals, and for the nature. Because you can get back it sometimes. Gachalopi, ask for permission. The reindeer herder asked, when he came with the reindeer herd, if he can stay for the night in the summer or winter pastures before he stays with the reindeer herd. That is necessary to do because it's a part of our connection with the nature. Kiitevasvuota, show gratitude. Vullikasvuota, be humble. For the future, I have a dream, which is that the Sami spirituality will be respected, understood, and accepted as a natural part of the spirituality in Church of Sweden. Kiitos. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ingrid Inga, for this presentation. And now you turn to your neighbor and you discuss and share with one another if there was something that was touching you more than something else. Were you drawn to something? Was there something that was a new surprise for you or so? And then you might be able to share that, and you are of course also welcome to share your questions. If you would like to share something or tell something, you can, and ask questions, you can do that in Swedish as well, of course, and we help one another to translate. Felicia, would you like to show your microphone? Yes? So please share something of your good discussion. I could hear that it was a good discussion. Yeah. And Ingrid, you are prepared to come to the pulpit if you can come to the pulpit now. So you.
Thank you very much. And one would not naturally like to know much more, but I got curious about this asking about permission. How does one do it, and how does one perceive the answer?
Tradition.
Permission.
The permission. You said you asked for permission to stay.
Permission, yes. I told Anna-Karin when my grandfather and grandmother were reindeer herders, and they have settlements in for several. In several places, and one of these places I was going to build my own cabin. And then one of the eldest in the village came to me. I had started to build, and he asked me, have you asked the foremothers and forefathers that you have the permission to build here? And hopefully you don't build on a path that the foremothers and forefathers had used. Because if you do that, you don't have peace in your house. And the reindeer herder when he is moving from the one pasture land to the migrate from one pasture land to the other, they have to stop every night with the reindeer herd. They ask always if we will stay, if we have the permission to stay with the reindeer herd here. And they have some kind of answer and have some kind of communication with the nature. And if there is no permission, they move forward and so on. This is for the respect of Mother Earth. This is the respect of Mother Earth. Then the Western society, I don't think you understand really what it is mean, but this is to protect Mother Earth also.
Yes, is there anyone else who would like to share a reflection or ask a question? Then I ask Church of Sweden Archbishop a question, that Sami spirituality, how could that be more embraced by the Church, and how is that in the Catholic Church, if we ask the Cardinal? Is that something that also could be appreciated in the Catholic Church, the Sami spirituality? What, here, Felicia.
Thank you for the question. Of course, we have ways to go. In the Church of Sweden, we have, as some of you know, had a process of truth and reconciliation going on for quite a number of years, which has resulted in a white book, which is telling the story, both the facts but also the experiences of a story of history of colonialism. And one of the fruits of that process is that we actually have more of a curiosity regarding Sami spirituality, more of a will to know, and actually we have been discussing in the Bishops' Conference to have, sometimes we actually have time to dig deeper in some issues. And one of the things we would like to learn more about and go more in depth is actually Sami spirituality. So it's a learning process.
Thank you. And the Cardinal, what's the situation in your church?
Thank you so much for your lovely presentation. I was very much struck at the end when you mentioned those values, gratitude, humility. It was pure gospel. So I think there are many things that can remind us, modern Christians, of the nearness to nature, to God's glory and beauty that we have to treasure in nature. We had a Dominican sister in Norway of Sami origin who really tried to combine her Catholic faith to her tradition. So I think there are many ways to continue on this road. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Ingrid, I would like to ask you something about earth rights. How is the position of the Sami people to the earth rights? There was in 2010 a declaration of the rights of Mother Earth in Cochabamba in Bolivia, by what I understand was a gathering of many of the indigenous people around the world. And at present, I think there is a signature appeal that you write your names on what is called earth rights. You can find it under earth rights. It's a campaign at the United Nations promoting earth rights. What is your comment, and what is the comment of the Sami community in Sweden?
This convention of Mother Earth, Sami Parliament, which represents the Sami people, indigenous people, has been adopted in Sami Parliament also. So this is the convention is exactly our way to live in the nature and see what nature is for us. So it's a process also in the Sami society about this, how we shall implement it in our political organizations, and so on.
So the rights of nature is something very important coming in our century, while the 20th century had human rights as a focus. It might be that the 21st century has the rights of nature as its big focus. Thank you very much. We give you a hand.